Hey, that was kind of smooth. That intro came in kind of smooth, kind of
Oh,
hot. Hey,
jeez.
we got the. Let me not say any names in case we get copyright infringement, but in case you know who it is on the beat. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Spirit of the North. We got myself, Casey Blueford, joined by my co-host, Mr. Derek Murray, Mr. Emil Jones King. Hey, fellas, we got an intro now. We low key starting to do a little something. We kind of make a little momentum. We're making some momentum. D, how you doing, bro? What's popping?
Man, I'm feeling a little under the weather, but you know what I'm saying? You know calling out sick, you know what I
No,
mean?
no,
Got to stay
no,
clocked in.
no Embiid's. No
No
Embiid.
load managing over
no,
here.
no, no Embiid's. Neil, what's up, bro? What's popping, dog?
I'm feeling good, man. I was about to say what Derek said. We're Spirit of the North, man. We don't call off. You know what I'm saying? No load
Nah,
management for us.
nah,
I
we
feel
rock.
good.
We rock. Hey, so it's cool though, because how we have things kind of set up right now. I was doing the prep for today. We're on week two of the NBA season. So it's cool because like on NBA.com, you could break down like the games for the week, for the month, and you could do like week two, week one, week three, week four. So I was like, hey, this is cool. So it worked out well. So as I'm preparing for, I was preparing for our pod today. I was just recapping last week. Yo, week one in the NBA was low key lit. Like
Mm.
I mean, we knew it kind of coming into it. We knew kind of coming in. There's going to be a lot of good games, a lot of good matchups. But Derek, I want to get your take. What's just overall week one? How do you feel about NBA week one?
Man, it's like you said, it starts off with a lot of excitement. There's just a lot of games to keep an eye on, man.
Yo,
Like
it
once you
is.
get into it after day one, it's so many games to pay attention to, and like teams have already played each other like twice. So it's just it's
Clippers, and Suns. I think their third game of the year is already next week, which is crazy.
yeah. So just kind of managing the watch time has been
Yeah,
interesting, but so far so lit.
yeah, no, I agree. Man, what you think about week one of the NBA season? Well, I guess week two
uh,
now. First 2 weeks.
yeah, for the first 2 weeks, man, really been exciting. Real electric, man. Like I said, like it's good to see certain people back. A la John Morant and things like that. You know, people coming back into the season going strong. Also, like teams I wouldn't think about um, showing up and doing their thing. So it's been very exciting. A lot of points, a lot of electricity, I should say.
No, I agree. I agree, bro. It's been cool. I've been to your point. There is, I do see why like when you listen to dudes on the pod, like they cover 12-ish teams, and it's usually like the big market teams because it really is kind of hard to like really without like especially being parents and like working full-time jobs, like it's hard to lock into 16 games a night, 3 nights a week. Like nah, bro, like I try to tune in when I can, watch some highlights just to make sure I'm plugged in. But we got a lot to talk about today, so let's kick this thing off. We're gonna kick it off with where does the buck stop. So we're gonna talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. So I want to get your takes, and here's what I want to hear. So let's talk. Let's kind of highlight where the Bucks have been thus far this season. So I believe they are 1-4, which is pathetic. They lost four straight. So they opened the season with a win against let me pull up their schedule real fast. So let's see, regular season Bucks. So they open up the season. Oh, Sixers. That was the Embiid night. That was the Embiid low management night. So they open up the season. Dame dropped 30 something. Giannis dropped I think high 20s. They was balling. They lost to the Bulls by 11. They lost to the Brooklyn Nets, which we'll talk about at some point too, by 13. They lost to the Boston Celtics by 11. And they just lost to Memphis just what last 2 nights ago by 23. So, Derek, I want to come to you first. Who's to blame for the Milwaukee Bucks struggle to start off the season?
Mm, mm. I think there's enough blame to go around.
Okay, okay. If we're slicing up the pie, who's got the? If we're slicing up the pie, we're giving out dishes like Martin on Life. Who's taking that? Who's taking that first bite, bro? Who's
uh,
taking
for,
that first bite?
for the sake of pardon, I'll start off with a bang. This is an indictment on Giannis
Oh,
Antetokounmpo.
Okay, Cook, what you got?
This, right? He put pressure on the franchise last season to make a move, and they did. They brought in Dame Lillard. They got rid of the guy who ended up hoisting up the trophy the end of last year in Drew Holiday.
Mm.
A major key. No DJ drama, or no,
DJ Khaled. DJ
he was a major key in their championship, right? So he put pressure on the franchise to get him out of there. There was friction between Adrian Griffin and the team once Dame got there, who was 30-13, mind you. They got him out of there, right? At the behest of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now you're a full offseason in with Dame. You're a full offseason in with Doc. You're balling, but there's no cohesion, right? Everybody's walking on eggshells, right? It's not like you're trying to play system basketball. You're playing Giannis ball, right?
Mm.
You're getting yours. You know, on the outside looking in, if you're just looking at stats, Giannis is full season. But in my view, the onus is on him as the main star on this team to make this work. He asked for this. He's got it. And now the narrative is we don't even know if he's going to make it to trade deadline. He might force trade out, right? He might get Doc fired, right? So to me, the number one finger is pointing at Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Email, let's get your take. Who's if Giannis is the number one culprit per se, where are you going next?
I'm gonna go with what's up, Doc?
You're gonna go with Glenn Rivers.
Hey, I'm going with what's up, Doc. Just his MO of where he's been. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, Clippers. He coached the Sixers, correct? And now he went to the Bucks. He's moving around like an NBA thought, man. Just jumping around from team to team. And it's the same MO. I feel like he's too laid back. He just watches his teams play. Like, you know, to Derek's point, Giannis has a buy into the system, but Giannis is balling. Dame is balling. Like, there has to be some type of schematic, there has to be some type of coaching, some type of motivation. I don't like the rotations they put in there, like Doc puts in. Like, so I feel like 1-4. I feel like there's certain coaching changes that need to be made. And I don't feel like Doc is the guy for the job, to be honest.
Okay. So I feel like I don't disagree with both of you guys. I think Doc is the primary culprit in my opinion. I think Giannis definitely has to wear some of this. But you put me in a difficult predicament though, because you took two easy ones. Yo, Dame Lillard. It's time. It is. You're right. It's time. Dame. Let me pull a Stephen A. Let me preface it. Dame Lillard is one of my favorite players of this generation.
He's box office.
He is box office. He's what they come through the turnstiles to go see, right? But yo, this is what you want. This was always the narrative. Like, Dame needs help. Can Dame just all he needs is one more piece? You have arguably a top, if not three, top 5 player in the NBA right now as your teammate. And
I'd say top 3.
And the positions that you guys run, like, it's supposed to be silky. You have a big man and you have a guard. Like, that's modern day basketball. If you have one big man, if you have one guard who are both top 20 in the NBA, you should be elite. And the fact that they are 1-4, like I want to see more out of Dame. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I pulled up the numbers. 23, 5, and 6. Solid, right? Solid numbers, right? But I want to see a 40-point night. Y'all getting blown out. You're letting Larsa and Scottie Pippen's seed lock you up. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So With that being said, I don't want to go too deep because it's still early. We're not going to go too much into it, but we may have to have this conversation again in a couple weeks. I'm
Real
going
real quick, Case. Real
to.
quick. The team is in the bottom 5 in points allowed. They're in the bottom 5 in defensive efficiency. You guys and I know very well a championship team is not. They're not in the bottom 10 in the NBA in defense, right? They're not allowing over 119 points a game like this team is doing.
Right.
And for what it's worth, a championship team, you name me one championship team out of the last decade that starts the season off like this and then flips a switch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Usually the teams that win the finals keep the same energy throughout the season.
Right.
They might have a lull here or there, but it isn't ingrained in their culture like it looks like it is with Milwaukee. And something's got to shift. Otherwise, I mean, you guys tell me, man, is it championship or bust or not?
Oh, it has to be.
Absolutely.
It has to be. It has to. Here, I'll say this: it has to be at least finals, right? It has to be at least finals, or very, very worst case, it's a tough Eastern Conference Finals. Because if you go tough Eastern Conference Finals, you have hope. You give your city hope. You give your organization hope. But to me, the way this is looking, this is one and done. This kind of has that old KD Nets type Brooklyn feel, like one and done, and one and done. You got to blow everything up. So I feel like if they don't get it together, like we're going to be looking at Dame totally different. Giannis still has a bunch of ball left, so but still, like Giannis has got 3-4 coaches fired already. Like let's not skip that beat. So
in his
we'll
health.
come back to, and I don't want to hear no shit about we're Chris Middleton away. No. You got 2 superstars, right? Bobby Porter's 6th man of the year. Like no, I don't want to hear that. So let's move on to the team that is balling right now. Let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers, I believe, are still 5-0. Sorry, 6-0 as of tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They are 6-0.
No.
The Cavs are tops in defensive rating. They're tops in offensive rating. And Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, 2 small guards. They're back there balling. They're defending. Evan Mobley we called him out over the summer. Can he be consistent? Still yet to see. We'll find out. Derek, we're going to kick it off with you. Are the Cavs real or are they a facade right now? What do you think?
Still very early. But so far, I mean, if we're talking about keeping the same energy, they've been extremely consistent so far. They've been extremely connected. They seem like they've taken on an identity that seems to be brought about by their new coaching staff, led by Kenny Atkinson, right? Who was formerly with the Golden State Warriors. Obviously, he's bringing in, a championship pedigree. He's bringing in a world-class culture and mind state. It looks like Donovan is locked in. Typically Donovan gets his individually, but he seems to be bought in on at least, running this ball and player movement concept that Kenny Atkinson has brought to the table. And most importantly, Evan Mobley, right, who is top of his class when he was drafted a few seasons ago. He looks like he is engaged. And hey, if he can stay engaged, I believe this is sustainable. I do think that this is something that could mess around and be right up there next to Boston at the end of the year. I'm not going to jump off the ledge, but out of all of the teams on the East so far, it's them in Boston.
Yeah, let's talk about that, Emil. So let's come to you, right? So we don't spend. Let's be real. We don't spend too much time watching the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's the land, and the king ain't in the land no more, so we don't really watch the land too much. But we do need to pay homage that they are the only 6-0 team in the league, first and foremost. So what is their ceiling? What do you foresee the Cleveland Cavaliers at the end of this year?
Like Derek said, it's a little early to jump the gun and go off the ledge. But honestly, how they're looking, and to Derek's previous take, as far as we're starting off one, like how the Bucks were starting off 1-4 and things like that. Like the Cavs are starting off 6-0. Like you have to note that. And I'm thinking a smooth second round semi. I want to see some progression throughout the season, and I can probably give them the Eastern Conference. Given the Bucks look up, Sixers are low managing. Other like it's up for grabs. After Boston, it's up for grabs for Eastern Conference Finals. And the way the Cavs are looking, and their pedigree with having a 3 or 4 time champion Warriors coach come, bringing that pedigree, and they're looking like they're moving around like the Warriors. I see them. Their ceiling could be Eastern Conference Finals, but I think that's too early. So I'm going to be safe with semis.
Okay, semis. Okay, no, I like that. I think that's a good call. And it's funny because right now, as we speak, the Cavs are playing against the Bucks. So we shall see how this kind of all plays out.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good test.
So let's move over to one more in the West. Let's talk about the grit and the grind, the Memphis Grizzlies. So I wanted to talk about the Memphis Grizzlies because I feel like very similar to Ja Morant's highlight reel the other night, they have extreme highs. Very similar to Ja Morant's game, they have extreme lows. So the Memphis Grizzlies to me are so inconsistent. This is a team I did pick to be a top 4 team in the West. Right now they are, go figure, 3-3. So they had a great game the other night. Let me pull up their schedule as we speak. Let's see. So the other night they had who they played? They had a great game against Milwaukee, right? And they balled. But then they lost to Brooklyn the night before. So they balled on the second night of the back-to-back, but lost the first home game on the back-to-back to the easier team, in my opinion. Lost to the Bulls, beat the Orlando Magic, lost to the Rockets, beat the Jazz. So they're just too up and down. So, Emil, we'll start off with you. What are your thoughts on the Memphis Grizzlies thus far this season?
To be honest, it's watching them, they're very exciting. Like I said, with Ja Morant coming back, like you see the playmaking ability and different things like that. With the inconsistency of their play, I don't even think I had them making the playoffs, to be honest, on our previous take. But Morant is making it very interesting. Right now, they're mid right now, but I like how Morant is playing. He's playmaking. He's looking just as electric. But they have to get that chemistry up. A lot of random role players. They're young, but I feel like they're not a bust, but like they're mid right now compared to the West because the West is very stacked.
Okay, Derek, let's come over to you. So their upcoming games. So they're playing Philly tonight. Next games they got at Brooklyn. They got Lakers at home, Wizards at home, and at Portland. And then they play the Lakers again. So they got a nice little 5-6 game stretch. What do you foresee? What's the by All-Star break? What are we going to be talking about when it comes to the Memphis Grizzlies?
Well, first and foremost, Case, I want to let you know that it's okay to relax on Memphis. It's okay to chill. Right? What we need to be doing is we need to be celebrating the fact that that young man, Ja Morant, is back in the league, right? It's exciting to watch. Like you guys already elaborated on, playmaking ability is top notch. He's the reason why people are walking through the turnstiles, all of that good stuff. I'm just happy that the brother's back on the court and out of the Instagram videos, waving guns and whatnot. All right. So I want to start by saying that. But secondly, they've got a couple injuries, a couple major ones. Bane is out. He hasn't. I don't think he's played a game so far.
Smart too, right?
Smart too.
Marcus Smart, or as I like to call him, Marcus Idiot. He's out as well. So they got a lot of like young guys coming in, like basically next manning up. And so I don't really have a lot of huge expectations for them so far. I would like to see them with a fully healthy roster before I really like kind of delve in on that. But like you guys have said, their highs, it's there's resemblance of what they formerly were.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just kind of I'm on wait and see mode. I would say if they're 500 by All-Star break, that's a good look for them. That's a good look for them because last year it was ugly, right? It was pretty ugly last year.
Treacherous.
No, you're right. You're right. Okay, I'm gonna pump the brakes on Memphis. I'm gonna ease off Ja. I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna pull
He
back.
getting his sea legs back, man.
Yeah, I just got high expectations for that young brother.
I like that.
I want to see him do well, man. All right, so we're gonna move over to a new segment we're gonna roll out. We're gonna call this bearish or bullish. So we're gonna go very stock market-esque, right? So if I'm gonna name a team, a player, organization. You're gonna let me know. We're gonna do quick takes here. If you're feeling bullish on it, meaning you like what you see, you like currently where they are. So we're gonna talk about current state, current situation, no future, just right here, right now. Or if you're feeling bearish on them, like I'm not liking it. I'm not feeling the direction that they're kind of going right now. So, Emil, we're gonna kick it over to you first. The 3D, Domas, De'Aaron, DeMar, bearish or bullish on the Sacramento Kings right now?
Hey, you already know. I'm feeling Chicago bullish right now, bro. Hey, no Pippen. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel, no, honestly, I feel really good about the Kings. To be honest, like I say, 3D. I think they're the only trio averaging over 20 points. Right now, you fact check me. I know Case will fact check me, but I think they're averaging 20 points. Those three, and I don't think there's another trio doing that. You're a fact checker too.
I'm gonna check right now for you too.
And I like DeRozan's. I feel like we're probably missing another piece. Like we need like a bully, like a garbage player to help Sabonis in the power forward because he's our only big man. But when it comes to DeMar DeRozan, he's at added grit. He's at added fourth quarter shot making. We saw that with the Hawks, with DeRozan and Fox, top two clutch players of last year, the fake awards last season. He's a good piece to the Kings, and of course Domas does what he does. So I'm feeling bullish. You know, I really feel like with DeMar there. Hopefully Kings can make a little like they were disappointing last season compared to like the season before, the breakout season. But I'm feeling like they can be with chemistry, head towards their breakout season like a couple years ago with DeMar.
And as far as your stat, you're right. They're all over 20 right now. So good note. All right, Derek, coming to you. The New York Knickerbockers. Bearish or bullish?
You know, I'm gonna say bullish for now.
So let me read you real quick.
Talk about teams with high highs and low lows. You know, and that's not necessarily indicative of their record. I do believe they're a couple games over 500, but they don't play no doggone defense. Cat looks like. If Cat is anchoring your front court, you're not necessarily in good shape there. There's still issues with Mikhail's shot, even though it does look like he smoothed it out a little bit. But last night they blew the Pistons out. You know what I mean? And they were having fun. They were playing exciting basketball. So for that, and just for the highs, and how it feels when New York is good. I'm gonna say I'm bullish on that.
So let's talk about the team that they just blew out. So Mr. Snowfall himself.
Snowfall.
Average. We're gonna talk about the Indiana Pacers. Emil, I'm gonna come to you. So they lost to the Pistons. Sorry, they beat the Pistons opening night, blown out by the Knicks, lost to Philly, lost to Orlando, actually beat Boston in OT. And they lost to the Pelicans without CJ and without the Pelicans don't have CJ. They don't have what's the name at the hand? Derek.
Murray.
DeJounte Murray. And I think
Murray. He was out.
And I think Trey Murphy's out too now. So
yeah, Trey Murphy's been out most of the season
Okay.
so
So
far.
right now the Pacers are 2-4. You feeling bullish or bearish on the Pacers?
Um, I'm disappointed in the Pacers, to be honest. Specifically, TH, man. Compared to last season, before Olympics, I think the Olympics probably handicapped him, with everything. He doesn't have that electricity. He doesn't have that, like, the offense flows through him. From the various highlights that I've seen, I'm seeing various role players looking more dominant and more impactful than him. There's crucial moments in the games where he was on the bench, and I'm seeing T.J. McConnell and Ben Shepherd uh, in the game more, like making more of an impact. So like I don't know what's going on with TH, but I need to see him like really dominate the ball, because when he was dominating the ball, he was getting triple doubles. So like I need him to dominate the ball. It felt like he lost his confidence, or he's not as aggressive. So I don't know what's going on with the Winter Soldier at all.
Yo, he's getting more minutes than he was last season. His points are down. His field goal percentage is down 33% from the field. Not the three, the field. He's shooting 24% from three. Taking 8 threes a game.
Clanking.
Like, what's going on with this kid? His assists are down from 10, almost 11 to 7 assists a game, or 8 assists a game, excuse me. What's going on with this kid? 2 turnovers a game? What's going on, man? I listen, man. Listen. I don't mean it to rant real quick, but
go ahead, D.
Hey, man. This kid, he had a meteoric rise last year, right? They rolled out the red carpet for him for the All-Star game. And, he was feeling like Reggie Miller himself, wasn't he? We get to the playoffs. We get to the second half of the season. He pulls his groin. Things start looking different. He's not as jovial anymore, right? And as soon as he gets healthy, and starts playing well, there he goes front running again, right? And I tried to make excuses for him last year. I tried to say that Kings fans were just hating because he wasn't on the squad no more. And the more I watched and paid attention to the kid, the more I disliked. And I thought for sure after this summer, spending time with the GOATs, right, you know what I'm saying, in the trenches with them, learning from them, that he was going to come into this season focused, locked in, and feeling rejuvenated. And sure enough, we seeing videos of him skiing the slopes, man. I don't know what's going on with this kid. I'm watching. I got my eye on this kid. Just let me tell you all that. I'm watching this kid to see what happens. Because right now, LaMelo Ball, if we're still doing that argument, LaMelo Ball has got this guy out of there right now.
Out of there.
All right.
Right now. And here's the kicker. Bro, he wasn't, instead of hanging out with the GOATs and learning from the GOATs, he was too busy messing with Billy, bro. He was messing with Billy, bro. Like he was too busy walking with the Billies, bro. So that's the issue right there. All right, Derek, we're gonna bring it back over to you. A team that I feel like is surprising some teams right now with their play and their consistency. They are currently 4-1, the Phoenix Suns. I think we talked about them briefly last episode. Are you bearish or are you bullish on the Suns right now?
I'm bullish. And I think if we go back, one of the few takes that I've made that has landed so far was me on, I think, episode 1 saying that I feel like Phoenix could possibly be the Western Conference Finals team.
I feel like there's getting a lot of momentum now, too. I feel like a lot of people are starting to say that now, too.
I think the others have roles that are clearly defined. They finally have a point guard. And at the end of the day, if we're talking about if we're trading shots to win a game in the clutch, I would rather have a Devin Booker and a Kevin Durant on my side any day. I would not want to mix shots with those guys. And I feel like because of that and because of Coach Bud, they're going to be in a position to win a lot of games this year. And I don't want to see them in the playoffs. Not this team. Not if they're healthy.
Say what you want about Coach Bud, and I know he's got his ups and downs, but the man does have a title for one, and the man, regardless, he does get his teams there. There meaning at least Western Conference Finals. You know, think about those Hawks teams. You know, they ran into the LeBron Cavs teams, but Bud always gets his teams there. He usually has his team ready. You know, he's no Pop in his prime or Spoelstra, but to me he's a top tier coach, and I feel like he's leaving his impact and imprint on his team thus far. So
he got scapegoated out of Milwaukee, in my opinion.
He for sure did. Now we're starting to see that might have been a trend. All right, Emil, last one. I'm gonna come to you. We are going to talk about a team that is 3-2. Currently, they had a big win over the Nuggets last night. They are on a back-to-back. They are playing at San Antonio right now, down by 15 in the fourth, and that's why. Minnesota Timberwolves. What are your thoughts thus far on the Minnesota Timberwolves? Are we bearish or bullish on the T-Wolves?
Right now, I'm a little bearish, to be honest. I don't like seeing like they're not really breaking out as I thought they would. Ant's looking good. Various things like that. Different role players are stepping up, but honestly, I think I maybe had Ant, maybe MVP talks under Shy in our first takes. I don't see the Timberwolves like really breaking out. They look really mediocre to me right now. So I'm a little bearish currently. Like how you said, we're not talking about potential because they could pick it up later on. But right now, I don't like what I see right now. They look really mediocre right now.
Yeah, and you know what? I think you make a good point. So, I mean, there's been a lot of talk the last 24 hours about Ant shooting 13 threes. And there's a lot of momentum around that. And here's my actually take on that. I think it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? I think over the course of the season, when you're so great, you have to kind of work on your game. Mm-hmm. Now, if he's doing that now for the long game, because we know he can get to the bucket anytime he wants, and that's like his bread and butter. But as teams start to play him and they start to develop him, like he's got to start taking those threes and he's got to start hitting those threes. Right now, I think he's shooting 45%, which is solid, right? That's what you want when he's taking that, a good amount. But in the big picture, hopefully he doesn't continue to do that. I'm hoping that this is kind of like a trial. Like, all right, let me see how this works. Let me see if my shot's going, and we'll see what happens in the big picture. But
in case, let me add something real quick. You made a good point. I remember you talking about memory a little bit. When he did the interview on the Olympics, and he said like how he's talking about Katie and Steph. He was like, they score, and a lot, and probably in his mind, and I can't speak for him, but in his mind, like they shoot lights out. So a lot of GOATs, which he's up and coming, like that's pretty good to be that great to work on your game in live regular season games. So he's probably working on his J's because he saw KD and Steph and Book do that all summer long in the Olympics. So watch out. That's what I said. Right now it's bearish, but watch out for him later on when he has the complete package.
And let's not forget too, Cat's not there. Right.
It's different.
So somebody's got to compensate for that 3-point shooting that they lost with Cat, and it ain't gonna be Julius Randle.
Good take, bro.
Yo, Randle, bro, they'll do a driving kick. Randle will be damn near wide open for three. Dude will close out. Most dudes in the NBA, you close out, they hit the shot. This nigga stay. He got to dribble, take 2 dribbles, try to get to the cup, go to just shoot the shot. Really, it's
I don't love the way Julius Randle plays, man. I don't love it.
We just shoot the shot. All right, so that down. Let's move over to the next thing. We're 5-6 games in. It's early, but we got to talk MVP. We wouldn't have a podcast. We wouldn't have a Who podcast if we didn't talk MVP. So, who is your way too early top 3 MVPs? I'll kick it off in order. I'm actually, because people usually say no particular order. I'm going to say in order. In order right now, 6 games in, I've got to go Donovan Mitchell up front, followed by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, followed by Jason Tatum. I think right now those would be, again, way early. I know, MVP talk, but I like what I'm seeing from Donovan. To Derek's point earlier, I feel like he's buying into their current offensive system. Now the key is going to be when they're playing in a 7-game series and how teams defend Donovan. Because what happens is he usually starts to go ISO ball when that happens. Is he still going to be bought in? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to me is the most steady, consistent player in the league right now. I think Luka has probably the highest ceiling, but Shai is just so damn steady. And his team is, I think, still 5-0 or 5-0 right now. And then Jason Tatum, I feel like this is his get back. This is his get back tour. We're going to talk about games to watch in this upcoming week, and I'm going to hit on that a little bit later. But JT right now, second best team, the third best team in the league, best player on the team. He's got to be my third one. So, D, let's kick it over to you. Who's your top 3 MVP candidates? Super early, 6 games in, but we got to do it. Who you got?
So I agree with your Donovan Mitchell and your Jason Tatum takes. I unfortunately would, even though they have the record, I would remove Shai just because I don't feel like so far he's like really made a huge imprint individually. He's definitely, it seems, working on getting everybody involved. Chet's taking on a bigger role. Jalen's taking on a bigger role as well. So I think he's in the top 5 for me, but not 3. I think we're forgetting about one of the major players right now. Anthony Davis. He's got to be number 3 for me. He's averaging 31.8, 12 rebounds. Defensively, he still looks like a monster. One of the best two-way players, I would say top 3 two-way players in the league right now. So for me, Ant Davis would have to be in that top 3, and the Lakers are 4-2 right now. So they took an L to Cleveland and Phoenix, 2 of the more top tier teams in the league. So I'm not mad at what the Lakers look like right now, and I think he's the reason why they're playing the way they are.
Emil, let's get yours. Let's get your take.
We are in consensus. They're 6-0. Donovan Mitchell, cornerstone of Cavs right now. I like the way he's buying into the system, allowing others to get involved and trying to make for them. So Donovan for that. To be honest, they're 4-1 right now. I'm gonna go with Devin Booker. Devin Booker is looking real good right now. What sticks out to me personally, for me, is I feel like he's more gritty, and I'm gonna always go back throughout this whole season. If I talk about him, I'm gonna go back to the Olympics when he was humbled to play like a good role player. He seems real gritty, and he's always clutch at the end. He's an instant bucket. So I like Book. The third one, I'm honestly up in the air, but you guys know me. I'm random. I'm a wild card. To me, I'm gonna go John Morant for me right now. Because when it comes to most valuable, even though they're inconsistent, he literally is the most valuable, and he's the most marketable and the most entertaining right now. So I'm buying into the John Morant hype just for a wild card, and how the Grizzlies are looking right now.
I can't be mad at you. Can't be mad at you. All right, so that down. Before we move over to the next section, are we
going to talk about Denver?
I feel a rant coming on.
Hey,
I'll just play with you guys.
You guys want me to get off? Go ahead.
No.
Hey, get off your chest, D. Get off your chest.
No. We just look. We're keeping a close eye on.
We keep a close eye. Close eye
on the Nuggets.
But we are going to talk about Denver because I do want to hit on this. Let's get a take on this. All right, let's break this down for a second. First, let's talk about the dunk.
Fourth quarter. Christian Braun goes right and go back.
Yo, let's give that a rating. What are we rating that? On the dunk contest scale, what are we
Christian Braun goes right and go back.
I would say that's a solid 8.5. I mean, He went chest to chest with the DPOY. Two-handed.
Three-time DPOY.
Two-handed.
200.
And cleanly yammed on him.
Hey, he hit that Omar Epps loving basketball.
Yeah.
I'll give that an 8.5. I think that was pretty solid, especially for a fair skinned one. You know what I mean?
Right. Honestly, for that same sentiment, for the lesser melatonin, I'll give that a 9. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Brown came in there and did a two-hand bop, Hey, body to body, like that. I don't know who's saying that. Mariah Carey, body to body, like you would body to body.
Rita Ora real quick.
Yeah, body to body. No, Mariah Carey. Touched my
Mariah
body.
Carey, you're right.
He went body to body and yammed on him cleanly.
Right,
I get that a 9 for melanin and like a two-hand.
Let's talk about the after effect. Let's look at Rudy. Let's see Rudy. Rudy looked like he ain't taking no SHIT this year. So
Rudy was tight.
I like Draymond.
Story is he felt confident screaming on Rudy Gobert's face like that. They ain't doing that to Draymond. When have you seen somebody do that to Draymond?
Draymond will knock somebody out, bro.
Ever. I never seen.
When have you seen somebody do that to Anthony Davis, for that matter?
Hey,
right.
Draymond stepping on the dude's chest, bro.
Man, listen, players have zero respect for Rudy Gobert, man.
No.
Zero.
The big Frenchie.
I agree.
Big Frenchie. All right, so I want to get your guys' take on this. So here's how we're going to do it. First, we're going to do 1v1, and you're going to take a side. Right, we go with Metro, Future, Drake. Choose a side. You got to pick a side. And you got to stay on that side, right? All right.
Piece it up.
But Act said they didn't piece up.
They didn't piece up.
I believe Act said they didn't piece up.
All
Act
right.
said they so.
I thought Young Thug called them together, and
I thought so too. Act said that phone call has not been whatever Wilson said. Yeah, long story short.
I'm about to tap in with Act.
Yeah, Act. He got the scoop. All right, here we go. So 1v1, whoever answers first takes one side, and whoever answers second, you got to take the other side. All right. So 1v1, who have you been more impressed with this season? Nikola Jokic, Anthony Edwards.
Jokic.
Okay. State your case. Now you know you got to go. You got to rebuttal, and you got to go AE. So you got 60 seconds. State your case. Why you big Yoke?
Jokic, for one, shooting better than he did last year. It seemed like last year was kind of a down year for him shooting the ball. That has changed. He's shooting the three a little bit better. He's also being asked to do more. Team just isn't as good as it was, and it's literally only as good as it is because he is incredible. Otherwise, they would be awful, and you could blame Aaron Gordon's lack of shooting, Russell Westbrook's turnovers, and Michael Porter Jr. looking like, I don't even know, man. I'm over Michael Porter Jr. But anyways, I'm going with Jokic.
You know why AE? What's AE been doing?
First of all, he could be Michael Jordan's son. So, like, say less, you know what I'm saying? Mini GOAT. But no, seriously, and his aunt, man. I do like the way he's playing. He's aggressive. Like my take earlier on, I want to see him trying to, play make. Like he has a long way to go, but I see him at least doing the uncomfortable and trying to like get people involved. He's dominant. At the same time, the record is like so now. He can score any type of way, man. And just electric and dominant. So MJ Jr.
MJ Jr. All right, here we go. Next one, last one. Who have you been more impressed with? I might assign you guys this one. Yeah, I'm gonna make this one a little bit challenging. Here we go. Emil, Bron, and AD. Derek, KD, and Book. State your case.
All right. Say less, man. Le GOAT, le GM, lay longevity. I actually would have. I actually would have chose them. To be honest, which was surprising, but like not though. 40 years old. Scoring. Well, he had a couple 30-point games. At least not one. Seeing a healthy AD, we all like to see it. As a Kings fan, and as I also being a realistic like analyst and fan, it's good to see AD healthy, and you see the impact he does. He affects the paint in defense. He can shoot threes. He can dunk. He can mid range, and also a lot of people are scared to go in the lane because he affects shots. And LeBron's LeBron, man, floor general, still doing what he does. 22 years in, I believe. Yeah, he's 18. Yeah, 22 years in. I'm actually really impressed with AD and LeBron right now, and their record shows for it.
All right, D. What about you? Okay, why KD and Book?
Man, I just think that they are probably like the deadliest scoring combo in the league. It's hard for me to think of another combination. I'm talking just purely scoring, not the other facets of what we look for in a quote unquote duo. If we're talking purely scoring, they're deadly. And I think that this season, to Emil's point earlier, Devin Booker is kind of taking that leadership role as kind of A1, and KD is kind of more a hired gun essentially in this case. And I feel like because of that dynamic, man, they just seem really tough to beat, those two. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what playoffs look like. Damn, the regular season, I'm ready to see what the Suns look like in the playoffs, because I feel like that's a team that's built for the playoffs with those two.
Yeah, they look hungry. Like honestly, all four of these guys, I feel like coming off the Olympics, they all look hungry. Like,
gritty.
They look like they're like, okay, like, they got a taste of almost success again. Like both of the, I mean, Brooks never got one, obviously, but Bron, AD, KD, like it's been a while since they had like success at the highest level, and I feel like they got that taste again. It's like, like, okay, we can do this. So, all right, so we're gonna actually do a small little activity today. So we've done this before in different fashion. So let me share my screen. So we're gonna do a little fantasy. We'll do a little fantasy draft again. So let me preface this. So this time, I think last time we did like characters, this, that, and the other. So we all grew up in the church. So we actually gonna do a biblical one. So we gonna go names, characters of the Bible, and we gonna go who would you take for your guard, forward, however you want to do it. We're gonna go starting five biblical characters. We're gonna have some fun with this. So Emil, you got first pick. Derek, you got last, but we're gonna snake, so you go two at the end. All right, Emil. So who you taking first? And tell me what position.
Something about the name Jesus.
If Jesus was your first pick, bro,
Jesus,
you would be going to hell.
All right,
Jesus is always number one. Hey, number one pick. Hey, and I'm putting him at center. He's that's it.
So
He's the way, the truth, and the light.
Play any position.
He can play. He can play every position, but he's playing center. Jesus.
You're going Jesus. All right, I'm gonna go for my first guard. I'm gonna go David. I'm going with David for my first guard. I felt like he had a lot to say. He's a leader. He's singing. He gonna call out all my plays. He gonna get me where I need to be. All right, D, who you going?
For my first pick, man, I've got to go with one of my favorite biblical figures, man. I got to go Moses at my two. Just his ability to split the defense. You know what I mean? To me, it's supernatural. You know what I mean? So we're going with Moses first.
That was the bar. That was the coldest one.
That's bars.
That was the coldest one. All right, who you bouncing back with?
Okay. So pause. I need some girth in my front court. All right. So I'm gonna go with Goliath as my center. He's gonna be he's basically my Shaq / Wemby, variant. Sure.
That's true. Okay, I'm going to go. Let me see. I need me a Draymond. I need me a Udonis Haslem. I need me someone who's never going to curse me no matter what happens. I'm going with Job. I need
Yo,
someone to
Job
hold
is
me
a
down.
dog.
Hey, you're a dog.
Wait, did I spell it? Is it J-O? Wait.
It's J-O-B.
J-O-B. I'm tripping here.
Hey, good pick, bro.
Job will do the dirty work, bro.
Oh, that's what I
for
need,
sure.
bro. All right, Mill, who you going?
Hey, we're from the nutty. We like dogs. Hey, for my power forward next to Jesus, man. Hey, clean ambassador turned his life around. I'm gonna go with Paul. I'm gonna go with Paul, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he's thorough. 13, 14 books in the New Testament, thrown inside prison. Like, he's always been shackled, you know what I'm saying, and broke out, you know what I'm saying. So, hey, Paul is power forward, man, because he's been in the trenches, you know what I'm saying, and he knows how to get out, you know what I'm saying. So, hey, Paul's my power forward.
All right, who you bouncing back with?
My point guard.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't talking about Thomas, but I ain't talking about Isaiah. You know what I'm saying? Hey, say less. One of the well-known prophets has a whole book to himself. You know what I'm saying? That's Court Vision. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't never lie, bro.
Hey, so I'm going Isaiah point guard.
Okay. I'm going to. Oh, I think I'm gonna pair up David in the backcourt with. I think I'm gonna go Elijah. I think I'm gonna go Elijah in the backcourt with David. I like the pairing of those two. All right, D, who you going with?
All right. So I need wisdom running my offense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with Solomon.
I still almost took too. I almost took him, but I was like, him and David. Okay, cool.
He's a coach on the floor. You know what I mean?
Literally,
the most wisdom. Facts. That's a great one.
And then to fill out my front court, I need somebody who is going to clear the paint and keep it that way. So I'm going with Samson.
Bro,
the kid is extremely physical, strong as an ox.
Okay.
Hey, make sure you don't cut his hair.
He can let that stuff just
shake it.
Palomalo if you want.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So I'm getting nasty. I do need me someone to pair up with Job. Like, I'm gonna go Kane. I'm going Kane. I'm going Kane with.
Hey, he's a killer.
He's a killer on the court.
Killer on the court.
I gotta go Kane with it. All right, go.
Oh man, that was a good one, bro. So we got guard and forward. So with Isaiah, hey, the original Splash brother. I'm gonna go with John the Baptist as shooting guard, bro. Hey,
extremely wet.
Hey, he's flashing everybody. Shooting guard.
Oh,
he baptized Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Holy Water himself.
Yeah, crazy.
Water.
Wet. All right, who you finishing up with?
So I got Paul. Paul and Jesus. I want another bully because I'm well rounded. I'm gonna go with another bully. I'm gonna go with actually not a bully, quite sneaky. They might not get along on the team. I'm gonna go with Judas.
Okay.
You don't know what he gonna do, and you don't know, and you don't know what he gonna give you. But it's gonna be powerful. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So when I think about like like my flex, guard forward. You may have a bad shooting night. You got to have a short-term memory. You may mess up a couple times, but you got to be able to bounce back. I'm going to go with Peter. I got to go.
hey, 3 games straight. He might realize something.
He might catch a body for you, too.
You got to be able to bounce back. You got to bounce back.
But he could be the Rock, though. He could be the Rock.
Yeah, he finishes up strong, bro.
That's true.
All right, D, who's finishing?
Hey, guys, I need a goon. All right, I need somebody who's willing to get downright nasty with it. All right, I need a villain to lock down the other team's number one scorer, man. And there's nobody more villainous in the good book, than Lucifer himself. I need the darn devil. I need a demon.
Diabolical. That's true.
That's fun. That was a fun exercise. That was cool.
I love that.
That was cool, man. It's cool that we were able to do that too, being able to be raised in the house of the Lord, man. So it's pretty cool. All right, so before we get out of here for today, let's take a look at some of the games for this upcoming week. So real quick, since we've been talking tonight, we have the Cavs and Bucks. There's 14 seconds left. Cavs up by 1. Dame got 39 tonight.
Wow.
Donovan got 28. Nice little. So those are gonna be some highlights to check out.
Wow.
Dame heard the chatter.
He heard it. He hears y'all.
The Warriors and the Rockets. Warriors were up by 15. Rockets started off the fourth quarter on a 13-0 run. So now the Warriors are up by 2 with 4 minutes left.
I'm baffled by the Warriors, man. I'm baffled.
Still,
we didn't hit on them. We didn't hit on them this week, but we'll get on them next week.
I'm baffled too, bro.
Kings are 1 point down against the Raptors with 10 seconds left.
DeMar, last second shot.
T-Wolves are down by the Spurs by 15 with a minute left. So, yeah, it's just, and then we got some good ones.
Your boy, Wemby. T-Wolves, yeah, Wemby, man. Woo.
And then,
I will say, Wemby got exposed the other night by Chet, though. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
Bro, that's one of my favorite rivalries, and Chet gave him the business.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. He only had 6 points.
Wow.
Chet gave him the business.
Yeah, that's not
so games to watch this week 2 of the NBA. We got Warriors going to Boston. That might not look like nothing. I'm expecting a 40-point night from JT. Kerr benched him the whole Olympics.
You know what? You're right. I forgot about that. I did forget about that.
That's a nice prop bet. That's a nice prop bet. I like
playing 48 minutes.
Who's guarding him? Wiggins?
Yeah, probably.
Is he healthy? Is Wiggins back? Is Wiggins back?
I don't know. I don't know if he's back yet.
Kuminga? No, he put on 40. It was Kuminga.
Kuminga coming off the bench.
Okay.
Because they don't want to give him a new contract, so he come off that bench now.
Got you.
I can see JT going off. Yeah. Listen, that will be the first test.
Yeah.
For JT and me giving him props this year.
Yeah.
If he takes this personally, I will give him props for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a 40-point night. If he don't hit 40 points, I see at least 28 shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he has a bad shooting night, okay, so be it. But I see at least 28 shots going up that night.
Hey, you can't be under the tutelage of the Mamba and not want to get that get back for being on the bench the whole time. So he better go off.
We got Bucks and Cavs Monday night. What else are some of the other ones I saw? Coming up.
And these like, when does the NBA start doing these baseball series?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I don't like that because I feel like it kind of takes away from like the build up, the rivalry. Like, you play like Clippers and Suns, they by Monday they'll play 3 times. They only got one more game the rest of the year, bro. Like,
you know what though? It's got to be because of the in-season tournament.
In-season tournament, and then just traveling. They're probably trying to cut back on traveling because they're probably trying to put their money elsewhere. I don't know.
Well, because Embiid's load managing, so like they gotta affect their schedule.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Thunder Nuggets this week. Should be another good game. Let's see. I saw one other one that's a pretty good one this week. Warriors got a tough. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about the Warriors next week because they got a tough stretch. They got Boston this week. They got Cleveland this week. I think they're on a 5-game road trip right now.
How's
And
Steph looking, bro? Is Steph like hurt for a while?
He hurt. They said he's on the road trip right now. I guess he practiced the other day, so we'll see how that kind of plays out.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be long for them.
Yeah, I think to me the biggest games are the ones that I mentioned. I want to see JT. I want to see JT drop 40. And if he drop 40, I might go live that night. So
Yeah, you should.
So-
Go on a rant.
So next time we all chat, bro, like we'll have a new president. So we're going to. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Oh,
so,
will we? Will we?
Will.
I know.
Will, good point.
Who knows what's gonna happen, man?
Jesus,
Sheesh.
help us. That's what I gotta say.
Are y'all voting?
I already
I'm
did,
voting
bro.
Tuesday.
I already voted. Yeah, I had to get out there early. I had to get out. It's funny, bro, because remember back in the day, election day used to be the start of voting. Now it's damn near the end. Like you try to get there election day, it's you gonna wait.
Yeah, it's a circus. Yeah,
So
I got my absentee ballot.
Yeah, I went out there last week and I was in line for 30 minutes. This was on a Tuesday afternoon. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
So I registered. It was an hour-long wait just to register.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we got some good games coming up, fellas, and yeah, look forward to tapping in next week. We'll definitely got to hit on the Warriors. We got to hit on a couple other things kind of going around the association right now. So appreciate everybody listening, and look forward to talking to you soon. All right.